A locksmith is called in to open the freezer, and what happens next is enough to make anyone question the humanity of those involved.
He's freaking out so we can't open it. He's freaking out so we can't open it.
Of course he is. Oh yeah, you covered that. I swear on God.
I know the smell. What's up? Oh, motherfucker. I'm so bad, bro. Hard for us right now. Mine too. Fuck, bro. I don't want to say anything.
Dustin. Oh. Yeah, with. There's something in there. There's a person in here. Go get him the handcuffs. God damn it! She's stuffed in the freezer.
Her body is stuffed inside a chest freezer. Is there any obvious signs of trauma?
I'm never going to call with you again.
I can't do that. I can't.
So I stuffed her in the freezer.
When the freezer is finally unlocked, an officer removes a tarp. Underneath it, they find Monique Gilbertson's lifeless body, folded up, stuffed into the freezer like she was nothing more than discarded refuse. The body, frozen solid, had clearly been there for some time. The officers are stunned, but the case has only just begun. They continue to search the house, returning to the freezer area multiple times. What started as a wellness check has now become a homicide investigation. The scene is gruesome, and the officers are no longer working under the assumption that they're dealing with a simple missing person. This is something much darker, and as the investigation progresses, the pieces of the puzzle begin to fall into place. Rausch's story begins to unravel under the weight of the evidence. Initially, he claims that he found Gilbertson's body in the home, but when pressed, his statements grow increasingly inconsistent. But as investigators dig deeper, the truth begins to surface. It turns out that Monique Gilbertson had become increasingly uncomfortable with Rausch's presence in her home. The messages she sent him in October are heart-wrenching. She had asked him to leave, and in fact, she had changed the locks on October 22nd. But Rausch didn't go quietly. Instead, it seems he stayed put, plotting his next move. Gilbertson had offered Rausch a place to stay temporarily, but as the months went on, their relationship soured. She had given him enough chances. Now she wanted him gone. However, Rausch wasn't done with her. Police later learned that Rausch's wife, Gina Lopez, played a part in what happened to Monique. Lopez allegedly supplied Rausch with fentanyl, which was used to cause Gilbertson's overdose. Gilbertson had 400 nanograms of fentanyl in her system, 200 times the lethal dose. Investigators believe that she died around October 22nd, the same day she had kicked Rausch out of her home. But it didn't stop there. Instead of calling the authorities, Rausch chose to hide her body. He shoved her into the freezer, concealing her from the world. For more than a week, Gilbertson's body was trapped, frozen in time. Now, as Rausch and Lopez face charges, the question remains, why would they do something so horrific? What drove them to kill an innocent woman, one who had shown kindness and offered a place to stay? The case becomes even more twisted as investigators dig into Rausch's past. They learn that he and Gilbertson met at a store just months earlier, and she had offered him a place to live out of the goodness of her heart. But in the end, Rausch repaid that kindness with something far more sinister. As the investigation unfolds, the details get darker. The final chilling revelation? He didn't know what to do with the body after he killed Gilbertson, so he simply put her in the icebox. Prosecutors have announced that they're reviewing the case for the death penalty, and the legal battle has only just begun. Meanwhile, the police officers involved in the welfare check are still haunted by the discovery they made that fateful day. It was a scene straight out of a nightmare, a freezer filled with a life that had been cruelly snuffed out, hidden away for far too long. The investigation continues, and the community remains in shock.